Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes, all the product I'm using and all the dimensions are listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products and help support this channel. There's a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There's my email address if you have any questions, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. And hang on here for a second. I'm going to play with my lights a little bit because for some reason it's rather dark in here today and I don't know why. But hopefully this will look. I don't know why I was so dark all of a sudden in here today. Oh, that helped a little bit. Move a few things. So I have a package of, this is the in color 24, 26 in colors. Now, peach pie, you know, pretty in pink and shy shamrock. Anyhow, we have this in all the different color families, but you could use any paper you wanted for this. And what we're going to make is a little Easter treat box. Very simple little Easter treat box. I've designed this more for a child. There's no staples or ribbons or anything. Little paper clip they can pull off, and I have no treats in this one. We'll fill the other one when we make it. This one is out of peach pie. And I've just used a little colored paper clip that you can get anywhere. Couldn't find a peach color. I used Jello, but it works. And I put a little squirrel, and this is from Storybook Moments, the die cuts. Kids, they just want what's in the box. So I wasn't going too elaborate on it. So let's get going. We are going to make one out of Pretty in Pink. So this is a 6x6. And like you said, you can use any paper you want. So cut yourself. But we actually need a piece that is 6 by 5.5. So I am going to trim off a 1/2 inch. Now you can do the scoring on here. I prefer my scoreboard, but you use what you like. Like I said, all the dimensions will be there. So this is my 6 inch and that is my 5.5. We're going to start on the 6 inch side. Now you got two patterns here. I'm going to use the polka dots this time. And we are going to score on the 6 inch side at 1 3/8. Remember, this is DSP, so don't press as hard as you would for cardstock. 2 3/4, 4 1/8, and 5.5. And then we're going to rotate this to the 5.5 inch side. And we are going to score at 1 3/8, 3 1/2, 4 7/8. And then we are going to go back. Hang on here. Then we are going to go back to the 6 inch side. We're going to make 2 partial score lines. Hang on, I wrote my instructions wrong. I think I better fix that real fast. We're going to make just down to the first line here, the first score line, this the 1/2 inch line. We are going to score at 3/4, just to the first line, and at 3 1/2 to the first line. So there's 2 little partials right there. And then what I'm going to do, I've left my stylus out. I'm going to grab a mat, and I'm going to grab a steel ruler. And I think this may be very hard for you to see because it's not the easiest for me to see. But what I want to do, let me fold this and see if that helps a little bit. We'll fold that one, and we'll fold this one, just so it's a little more reference there. What we're going to do is I'm going to come from that score line where I made that little 1/2 mark over to this corner here. You don't have to press real hard. We're just, this one is very hard to see. Just make a little score mark here between there, and I went off. I'm going to fold this one too. If you pick a color that's hard to see, like I did, just little score lines. I'm going to fold over here a little bit. We'll burnish it in a minute, but I'm just folding these so I have a little more reference to see where I'm going. There's my mark here, and there is my corner. Just making little score lines. I know you can't see them, and I'm having a hard time seeing them. Trust me, they're there. I didn't press hard. They're just right there. So let's finish burnishing all this. And the last one. And then do all these. You can make several of these very quickly once you, as long as you can see your little marks. You could use a pencil too to mark those little dots in and just erase them too. So what I'm going to do is, there's a little square down here. I'm going to come straight up, and I'm just going to wedge in just slightly right there. And then I'm going to come up each of these score lines straight up. Boy, for some reason this pink is hard to see the lines. I'm off a little bit there, but that's okay. I can fix that. We'll be fine. So just go straight up those lines. You don't have to do any wedging or anything. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab some tear and tape. Because realistically, if the little kids get a hold of these, they're not going to survive Easter. And let me grab a tool. Now I'm just going to fold this back and fold this over. A little back rub. So this here is my seams right here. So that's the back of my box. I'm going to put the back towards me. Flip the back in. I'm just going to grab a little bit of glue. And I'm not putting a ton of glue here because this is, you know, I just wanted to hold it a little bit. And put this one down. And then this one down. Just a little bit now. A little more on the top one here, but not much. So that's the fold that over. And then just line that up. Get it as square as you can. And then flip it over and take your bone folder and give it a little rub. Like I said, this is a very complicated box. Okay. Then where we put those little score lines and a little dent, we're just going to fold gently. Oh, I definitely scored off a little bit. If you do score off a little bit, that's fine. It is very forgiving. Yeah, I was just off a little bit in my scoring. But it's okay. It's paper. You can manipulate it. So that's going to go like that. And I have a clip that is going to go on here. But before we do that, we need to do a couple other things. We need to say Happy Easter. Now, I got this one out of Twisted in Time. You could do Happy Spring, Easter Greetings. Those are in Storybook Moments. There are several others. And I'm sure everybody has an Easter somewhere. And what I've got here is I've just got a piece of basic white. This is a half-inch strip. You know, when we cut all those layers, we always end up with lots of little strips of white paper. So I'm using that. I'm just using Memento. Like I said, I'm keeping this pretty simple. Stamp Happy Easter. I'm going to just cut a really close little angle there and a little angle there. And I went through the little embellishments in the Storybook Moments and grabbed this one. And make sure I've got the front and back of my box here. That's the back. This is the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some seal. I'm not going clear to the end. I'm just going right in the middle there. Put a little seal. I'm going to go right down the middle of this. Boop. And I missed, but that's okay. Now I have it all over my desk. So I'll fix that in a minute. Just right to the middle. I'm going to pop. Make sure I got the front of my box. No, it's right there. I want to put that right here. Just like that. I'm not even using dimensionals on this. Like I said, kids just want what's inside. A little Easter right there. Hang on before I get, I'll get that in a minute. I got glue right there. I'm gonna get it. I went out and I was looking for different colored foiled wrapped eggs. I went to 2 stores and no one had seen, this is the only kind of foiled wrap bags they had. If for some reason you couldn't find foiled wrap candy you want to put in here, you could use a little sandwich bag, and just cut off the zipper part of it and use that, or a little cello bag. They're a little small, but these are Hershey's milk chocolate eggs. Let's see how many to give. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can we get 10 in? Nope, 10's too many. 9. I could get 9 of these in there. And I will seal that up right there. Now you could also use ribbon and wrap around there if you wanted, but I thought it was just sweet that way. Like I said, the kids really don't care what's in there as long as they get the goodies inside. So there is 2 little Easter treats you can make pretty quick for some children. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.